welcome to False Summit, story-based podcast about tales, trails, and epic fails. I'm Octavia.
And I'm Em. For those of you just joining, we're going to bring you 2 stories and our thoughts on the tales, ending with Trail Mix, where I'll bring you 3 songs, then Trail Etiquette and Other Shit by Tave.
By me. Yay. So how you doing today, Em?
I'm doing good. I got my nap in, which was nice.
That's all that matters.
It's good for everyone involved.
I mean, but that's accurate.
How are you feeling?
Good. I'm getting over being sick, but also the getting over being sick part has been lasting for like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, that can happen, like the residual.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Yeah.
I do not like it. But I feel okay. It's just like I still have a little, you can hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
Right?
And you keep hawking up loogies.
That's disgusting. I don't do that.
You do.
I've been blowing my nose a lot though.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
But that didn't hold us back. So anyway, I went to a work event the other day. That was interesting.
Yeah, where was it?
So typically they have it at like big venues, but this year they decided to have it at a local gay bar called Unicorn Bar, and it was actually very fun.
Was everyone who attended gay?
No. They wish.
They wish, yeah.
No, they had food from this place called Mazo. It was really good. It was like hummus and tzatziki and these little bread things with spinach and tomato in them that I was enjoying.
Spanakopita.
I don't think that was spanakopita.
It's a variation on it.
Isn't spanakopita the one with like the layered with phyllo dough? Or is that something else I'm thinking of?
No, I think you're typically right. I think that the spinach and feta part was a play off that.
Okay, maybe, but the dough was more like doughy, not phyllo-y. You know, phyllo is like the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
They're like really, really thin, like paper thin. But they had us all play this music game where we had to form groups and think of a song based off of a word that they provided and then sing that song out loud.
Was there accompanying music?
No.
Oh gosh. It was acapella.
No, it was acapella style. Yeah. And my coworkers are not singers and not on time, like didn't sing it like at the same pace as everybody. It was fun though. It's like we started out and I was like, this is lame. And then they said that you would earn points. And then by the end of it, I was like, yeah, we're gonna beat all you. But that's typical with my competitive nature.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm competitive a bit.
I've never known this to be true.
I think it's hereditary.
Let's see. When your mom, you, and Adriana play a game together, do I wish I were not participating? Yes, it's hereditary. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
I'm just so like, bad. I'm trying to play a game.
Yeah.
Like, this is a game. This is not life or death. This is not like who wins $1 million. Like, you guys are so ridiculous. And also, you guys turn like it doesn't need to be a board game. It could be just who spots the more cars on the freeway.
Yeah.
I won.
Well, that's how I used to get her to bed when she would not want to go to bed at night.
Racing her.
I'd be like, I'll race you. No, she will be in bed in like 30 seconds, 3 seconds.
Or who can get ready faster in the morning.
Yeah.
Who can get dressed, put their socks on faster.
Yeah. Yeah, if I want her to do something and I turn it into a game that she could potentially win, she does it real quick.
Yeah, if she doesn't want to go to somewhere like in the car, who can get to the car faster? Who can get to the house faster?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, fun times. But anyway, the event was good. You don't get to really hang out with your coworkers outside of work very much. At least I don't.
Except Terry.
Yeah, we like Terry.
I love Terry.
She's a good egg.
She's a good one.
She's a good one. We're gonna have to come to your job soon and bother you and have dinner, and you can be our
Yeah,
server.
you guys need to do a makeup.
Yeah, makeup. Yeah, we got snowed out last time. But speaking of snow, we're gonna get snow again. Weather segment. We're gonna get more snow this week and this weekend. Woohoo!
Yay.
It's not that much though.
The weekend's still to be decided, I think.
Yeah. What have you seen?
Varying number.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not as high as it was, but like still 7-8 inches.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's a
we'll
decent
see.
amount.
We were supposed to get that amount this past weekend, and we only got like 4, maybe.
Yeah. I was talking to the people who like Karina who had to drive back when it
Mm.
started. And she said it wasn't like the amount that it amounted to didn't seem like a lot, but like it was coming down really, really fast.
Oh,
So it
okay.
made the roads really not visible.
Oh, treacherous.
Yeah.
Oh, she got home okay.
Yeah.
What does she drive?
A little Subaru Impreza.
Oh, Subaru. Well, at least she has a Subaru. What's your license plate? Just kidding.
The last snowstorm we had, she pulls up alongside me because she had left it like 2 minutes earlier than I did, and she was like coming out of her parking spot while I was going into my car. And she rolls down her window and she's like, "How do I know if it's in 4-wheel drive?"
My
And I was
God,
like, "Oh."
you're cute.
And she's like, "Is it a button? Do I press the button?"
Oh my God. Like, honey, you're in an all-wheel drive car. It works all the time.
And
Four-wheel
she was like,
drive is
"It's
more,
automatic."
it's automatic. It's always. Four-wheel drive is more for like trucks and like big SUVs, which by the way, my mom is mother segment. My mom is looking for a SUV type vehicle.
Right.
And so the reason why she wants an SUV type vehicle is because now she is really into fat tire mountain biking
Mm-hmm.
and wants to be able to just make it easy for herself and not have to take the mountain bike on and off the back of the car because that's really difficult.
But also, to be fair, she's having to take her car the tire off.
No, she doesn't take the tire off. You just put it on the back.
What is she talking
But
about?
she doesn't want. So what her big thing is? Well, I guess it's not the inconvenience of taking it on and off and not being able to get into your trunk. It's more she is concerned because I mean, bikes are those types of bikes are
Yeah,
expensive,
and people steal them.
and people could steal exactly. So that's what more she's worried about. She doesn't want it to get stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. And so she's looking for an SUV that she can put the bike in all the way without taking the front wheel off. She doesn't want to have to take the front wheel off for whatever reason. Brakes, I guess. I don't know. I don't know much about bikes. But she doesn't want to have to do that. And so lately, if I'm driving with her anywhere, she's constantly pointing out SUVs. Like, oh, what about that one? Oh, what about that one? Then I'll be like, I'll point one out and no, I don't like that
Yeah.
one.
Oh
No,
my
I don't
God.
like that
Do you
one.
remember when I asked her about the Rivian?
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Oh no, that's an all-electric vehicle. I'm not interested." And I was like, "Okay." And then like I thought that was gonna be the end of it, but then she brought the Rivian back up and she was like, "Ugh, they're so ridiculous."
I think they're cute, but
You liked the
I
Rivian
like
when
the
you
Rivian, yeah. But
they are expensive.
they are expensive. But I understand why because she has an electric car already.
Yeah.
So if she got another electric car, then she'd have to have 2 electric systems at her house to like
Mm-hmm.
set up and like that's a lot. But also the having to you've seen her. She has to like plan out her wherever she's going and make sure that they have charging stations along the route.
Mm-hmm.
So she went up to Vermont a few weeks back and she rented an SUV. I think she got like one of the Jeep Cherokees because when she looked at the map of where she was going, they didn't have it. There like wasn't not way up.
Mm.
There wasn't any charging station. So I mean that can be a factor when traveling with an electric car. So there's not always places to plug them in, you know? I mean, that can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Hopefully she finds one that she likes, but she does like, I don't want to get one that's like, I think she's looking at the Chevy or she doesn't like Ford. Like, I like the Bronco. It's cute. She doesn't like Ford. She wants like,
Isn't it Jeep Bronco?
no, Ford Bronco.
It's Jeep Bronco, isn't it?
No, it's Ford Bronco. You can look it up.
What?
Do you think that I don't know my car brand?
Yeah. Jeep Bronco. Yeah, Jeep Bronco.
It's not a Jeep Bronco. It's a Ford Bronco.
Oh, yeah, it's a Ford Bronco. It's a Ford Bronco.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this one's so cute. I want this one.
They're cute.
I want this one though. I will be getting this one. Oh my God, I love it. So
Oh my God, that's cute. Yeah, okay, I see.
I want it.
It's like for our listeners, because this is an audio medium, not a
Okay.
video one.
I just showed the listeners.
It's fine. It's a Bronco that has like stripes of color
Yeah.
going along the
It's very
sides.
like Baja, like
Yeah.
beachy,
Beachy. And
Rastafarian.
the seats too have like
Yeah.
it's like sunset colors going across
Red,
it.
orange, yellow.
It's very cute.
Very cute.
Yeah.
They also have a yellow one, and I like the color of it.
Yeah. But also my dad drives a Bronco.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have that kind. He's got the shorter one.
But they're so cute.
We should send my mom a picture of that Bronco. She might like it. She'd be like, it's too garish. So many colors.
Garish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm not interested in like the higher end one. She wants like a medium end or whatever. Medium, like something in the middle between like low end and high end. And like a suit and like a I told her like, what about the Forester? She's like, no. So everything I said was no.
Yeah, she's particular.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But no, it is.
Have you seen the new Volkswagen vans?
Oh, the Vanagon?
What's a van again?
Isn't that what the Volkswagen van is called? The Vanagon? That's what she was talking about. The Vanagon.
The one that looks like the old
Yeah.
bus.
We used to have one of those as kids growing up.
Ugly.
Oh, cute. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. They redid it. This is
Oh
the all
my
electric.
God. That's cute. It's not ugly. It's adorable. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't exactly look like the one that back in the day we had, but we used to have a blue one that when we had a house in Martha's Vineyard, which makes me look like a big old snob. But back then, houses were not that expensive. I'm talking like late 80s, early 90s.
It was probably still expensive too. You didn't pay for it.
I didn't pay for it, but and they did sell it.
For I would imagine a large chunk
but
of
it would
money.
not as much as it would have been. No, they got like one inland.
They should have kept that for investment purposes.
It needed work. Like they did a lot of work on it. They didn't. They budgeted it. They didn't have a ton of money growing up, but
I know. But if they had rented that out, like
oh my God,
and split that money income,
oh my God, yeah,
they'd be
that would have been a lot. But so on Martha's Vineyard, you don't want to be bringing your car over every single time because it's it's expensive. So they bought an old van again, Volkswagen van, and it was like blue, and it was always covered in sand, and it was very cute. I loved summering in Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, I bet you
God,
did.
such a brat.
Eating your lobster.
Oh my God, lobster! No, I think I'm allergic to lobster. I'm
I think
emotionally and physically
allergic to you also.
Yeah, I'm emotionally allergic to lobster.
Yeah, they start sneezing
Just
around you.
Yeah, no, emotionally.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, they start pinching.
Why?
They're emotionally allergic to
you. You're an insane person. But anyway, last week we mentioned that we were going to go see Drag the Musical, and I have a little disclaimer. It was not Jimbo, like we thought, headlining. It was Alaska, and it was really, really good. We met my brother and his wife down there.
Yes, we met your family down there.
Yep.
We went to dinner at the ramen place that I have been dying to go back to since we went the first time. And you sit on milk crates, and it's an experience. And I got to slurp in front of people and in front of your mom. And I think when I slurped, some of it went like splattered.
Oh my God. because you were sitting across from her, right?
Yeah. So I'm just thinking about the time I spilled soup
Oh my God,
on her.
when you were working at the
Yeah.
cafe.
It brought back I was like, ooh, too soon. It's only been like 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, way longer,
Yeah.
which
But
is
you
wild.
said you thought it was just as good as the time we went a few years ago, or was it last year? Might have been last year.
Yeah. It was either last year or the year before.
Yeah.
I don't
It
remember.
was
Time goes
whenever,
by weird.
yeah, it was whenever we went to the play called,
Kinky Boots?
no, Audrey too. Audrey.
Oh, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. It was when we went to Little Shop of Horrors.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I thought it was very, very good. I thought it was, I very much enjoyed the tofu that I got, fried tofu.
mm,
And then I got tempura ramen, which was really, really good. And this, yuzu beer, which was
oh,
really good. And I was definitely tipsy because before that we had met your brother, and his friends at a bar.
oh my God. Yeah.
And I had a,
My mom said he always does that.
yeah,
Adds little plans into the plans
yeah,
last minute. He's so funny.
yeah. Well, that was evident because when we got there, there was more people, like, there was already one of their friends there,
Yeah.
and then another couple showed up,
Yeah.
and then another guy showed up
Yeah.
towards the end, and by the end, we had to, like, bring 2 tables together, and the people were like, "We need those back at a certain time, like,
Yeah,
you
I
can't
know.
just do that."
You can't
And we're like,
you can't just have these tables.
um, but I had a gin and tonic there, and I that used to be my drink of choice.
Yeah, how was it?
It was good.
Was it, do you still like them as much as you used to?
No, not really.
That's interesting. Your palate is changing.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, you know what? Also, like you've
Maybe I drank too much of them.
I also well, I was thinking is your palate changes when you become exposed to other beverages too. Like you
Right.
used to not like dirty martinis and now they're like one of our go-tos.
Yeah.
Um, so like, your palate's changing. Maybe you drink too much beer.
I think also one you know how, like, you have drinks from your youth where you, like, overdid it,
Yeah.
and now you can't stand it?
Yeah, yeah. Anything with the fake raspberry lime flavor? No, thank you.
Yeah. For me, I think it's the tonic because I think I overdid it a couple times and then got the spins
That's not fun.
and then ended up, hacking it up in the morning,
Yeah,
and now it's just, like, that's associated with that in my head.
that's true.
But, back to the story, but, it was fun, and then, from dinner, we went to the show, and we were all it was, like, a smaller theater because it's off Broadway, so we were sitting, at tables,
Yeah.
near the stage, and I walked in, and the first things I saw were David Bowie on the walls
Yeah.
and Divine,
And
and I was
divine.
like, "Okay, this is
So
Divine.
good.
This is good." And we were, like, right close to the stage, and the rest of the theater was theater seats. There was tables, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Tables
yeah.
by the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stage,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the theater was theater seats,
Yeah, yeah, totally.
but we had tables. Um,
Which is I'm sorry, I've always wanted to do, like, the tables in, like, those kinds of theaters.
yeah.
It's fun. Heck yeah. Give me some drink service, thank you.
And it was a yes, give me some drink service, sorry. I'm, like,
You're,
on
like, on
my
a roll.
I'm on a roll here. So then, I really appreciated it because I was sitting directly next to Alex,
Oh, yeah.
who is, Noah's wife,
Yep.
your brother's wife. And for people who don't know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Noah's
Alex is the best. She's the kindest, loveliest human.
yes, and genuinely, I was trying to
Yeah.
I was showing pictures because my mom was like, "What does, Tave's brother look like?"
Oh.
I've heard he's handsome.
Oh.
And so then I showed him, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, I like his bow tie."
Yeah,
And
he's got a bow tie
eh
going.
and then, I showed her it was one with him and Alex, and, she's like, "Oh, and she's lovely, of course," and I was like, "Yeah," and you know those people that are annoyingly nice?
Yeah.
She's not that.
No.
She would be annoyingly nice if she were fake or annoying,
Right.
but she's not.
None of those.
She's genuinely the
Yeah,
nicest person.
yeah. I mean, that makes sense why she's in the profession she's in.
Yeah,
She does,
therapy.
therapy, yeah.
Yeah. Specializes in eating
That's
disorders
right.
and LGBTQ.
Yeah, but you have to be sensitive and, like, you have to be a certain type of person to do that kind of work.
Yeah.
It's just
Every single time. LGT.
Oh,
No.
wait, no T.
LGB.
Yeah, they
LGB.
got rid of the T of the
LGB.
government.
It's
Stupid
LGB.
government.
So, anyway, so then, I'm expecting it to be Jimbo.
Yeah.
So they're, the play, what are they called?
Oh, the playbill.
Playbill,
Yeah, yeah. And it had like a little slip in it, but it was like not very. It didn't make like it didn't wasn't clear that Jimbo wasn't going to be the headliner. It was just like
It was ambiguous.
it was very ambiguous. It just said Alaska's name on it, and then I didn't even read it, but it wasn't like instead of like it didn't make it very clear.
No, I think that was the point. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Well, it was surprising.
Yes. So then Alaska walks on, and I'm like, oh my God.
I love Alaska.
So good. And GGB was in it, and then Jan Sport, and
amazing performance.
it was just it was really good. And I learned to like Jan more.
No, that's the role she needed to be in. I mean, they also, when you're watching Drag Race, I'm sure that there's some of that is editing or like, that's her lane. She never said it wasn't,
Right. And then there was this, how old would you say the kid was?
Oh, I think they said maybe 10?
Yeah, I would say 10, anywhere between 10
and
to
12,
13.
yeah.
And so good.
Amazing.
The kid was really, really talented and did this one song where I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You are so talented. I hope your voice stays.
Yeah, but everybody should go see it. It was really, really good. We don't want to be little spoilers, so no spoiler alert needed here. You have to go watch it. Support the arts. See the show. Oh, speaking of shows people should go see. I was listening to one of my podcasts earlier today, and they were talking about the other musical or the other show that's on. I don't know if it's a musical. I have to look that up. Death Becomes Her.
I know. I want to see it so bad.
Anyway, she went and she said it was so good and that lovers of that movie are going to love it. Like they made changes, obviously, because like it's a movie and then it's a play. So there's like little changes, but she said it didn't like matter.
It's an iconic duo. I don't even care. Like it's Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman.
Is that who's playing on Broadway?
No.
No, that's the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That makes it an iconic duo.
100%.
That makes the movie.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So the movie is so good. So I heard that, they said the play is just as good. And I really want to go see it.
Me too.
And we have those free tickets to go see any show we want. So I think we should go to that one next.
There's also one that I really want to see that I forget the name of.
Is it Oh Mary?
No. It's more like a art installation / carnival /
oh, that sounds
experience.
That sounds interesting. But I heard Oh Mary is supposed to be really, really good too.
I've never heard of it.
It's off Broadway, like more obscure, and also supposed to be like amazing.
Is it gay?
Very.
Okay. Okay.
I don't actually know if it's gay, but
okay.
I think that it is.
Right.
I would say that it's a must. It's on my list. But good. I think on that note, the show, the city trip was fun, and we had a good time. And we'll get into our stories, right?
Sounds good to me. All right. There's only so much talking people's ear off we can do,
I could.
Well, I know. That was. Trust me, I know. You were good.
I could probably.
Yeah. All right. Story number 1 is called The Hike to Nowhere. You ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. Some people plan their hikes with maps, proper gear, and a healthy respect for the local terrain. Others just glance at Google Maps, squint at a vague green blob, and assume they'll figure it out. I was very much in the second category. Same. The goal was simple. Stand on the highest point of Guam and take in the glorious panoramic view of the entire island. Easy, right? Just find a trail, follow it up, and bask in the accomplishment. But who needs something as basic as a designated trailhead when you've got raw enthusiasm and a complete lack of oversight? Google told me to stop at a random pull-off, so I did. No sign, no markers, no obvious path, just an impenetrable jungle staring back at me. Like, really? I spotted a tiny break in the vegetation, a little gap barely wide enough for a raccoon to slip through, and my brain immediately decided, this must be it.
So this reminds me, the episode of The Office where Michael, Scott, and Dwight are in the car
Uh-huh.
and they're following the directions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turn right here.
Uh-huh.
And he does and literally drives into a lake.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Love that show so much. Iconic comfort show. Thank you.
I was talking to because a couple people at work really like it also.
Oh
The
yeah.
Office. And Corey was talking about it, but there was, I forget what episode she was referring to, but there was one episode where she can't watch it without because we were talking about how some shows give you palpable anxiety,
Oh
and
yeah.
you're like,
Cringe.
oh my
Yeah.
God. And there's one episode in particular for her from The Office where that happens.
Cringe.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I will literally not be able to watch. I will literally have to either throw my phone across the room and be like, ugh, or get up and walk around like Adriana
Or
does.
hide
Or,
in the hallway.
hide.
Yeah.
No.
But you don't remember what the episode was
No.
about?
I'll have to ask.
Yeah, let's find out. That's hilarious.
Back to the story. Now, if I'd been wearing, say, hiking boots, long pants, or even a shred of common sense, this might have been a different story. Instead, I was rocking swim shoes and a tank top, perfect attire for the beach, wildly inappropriate for bushwhacking through Guam's most unforgiving flora. But at the time, it felt like a challenge. And so, with all the confidence of a man who did not know what swordgrass was, I sent it.
Do you know what swordgrass is?
I do.
Oh God.
Unfortunately.
We went through some in France. It was not fun. But this sounds like a typical, I don't want to be a man-hating show, but this sounds like a typical man thing to do.
I don't know. I would
What
do this.
maps? You would?
Yeah.
Well, that's on you then, I guess.
You're going to say something about my gender.
No.
You asshole. That seems about right.
Well,
You always
I'm
say
sorry,
I have
you
man
have man
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't find the thing that I'm looking for.
That's
I walked
right in
into the
front of
room.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you mean this thing that you're looking for in your face?
And I'm being serious too.
No, I know
it's
you're not. Yeah.
I cannot find it.
Where's my hat? On your head.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay. Swordgrass, in case you're wondering, is named for its ability to slice through human flesh with the enthusiasm of a bored cat shredding a roll of toilet paper. Hobbs does that.
Yeah.
It stands about 5 feet tall, which meant I couldn't see the ground, the incline, or the sheer drop-offs lurking on either side. I was essentially walking blind through a field of botanical razor blades, trusting my feet to land on solid ground rather than, say, a 20-foot drop into the unknown. But I had a goal, damn it. I pushed forward, thrashing my way up a precarious ridge, my arms and legs rapidly acquiring the battle scars of my poor decision-making. The incline was steep, but I was committed. And by committed, I mean too stubborn to turn around, even though every logical part of me was screaming to stop.
That's so typical. I'm sorry. You need to turn around, bro. This isn't worth it.
Then I reached the rock wall. It loomed before me, an impassable vertical face, as if the island itself had finally had enough and said, all right, buddy, that's far enough. There you go, buddy.
There you go, buddy.
I stared at it, catching my breath, covered in sweat, scrapes, and regret. Well, this sucks. There was no way around it, and unless I suddenly developed the ability to scale sheer cliffs in swim shoes, my expedition had officially reached its end. Begrudgingly, I accepted defeat and began the slow, painful descent back through the swordgrass, retracing my bloody path of bad choices. When I finally stumbled out of the jungle and back to my car, I checked my phone and learned a fun fact. The actual trailhead, the well-maintained, clearly marked, frequently used trailhead, was a few miles down the road. It wasn't just a hiking route, it was a cultural and ceremonial path, one that people had been using for generations. Meanwhile, I decided to invent my own death trap instead. Oh, and in case you're wondering how many people knew where I was, 0. I had told absolutely no one about this little adventure, which meant that if I had fallen off a ridge, I would have just been a weirdly dressed skeleton for some future hiker to find. Fortunately, the only real consequence was 1,000 tiny cuts and the deep, humbling realization that I am not, in fact, an expert on finding trails. But hey, at least I almost saw the highest point on the island. Almost.
Almost. Oh my God.
That's
That's
hilarious.
so good. 1,000 cuts. Isn't that like a form of punishment in a different country or something? Death by 1,000 blades or something like that? Death by 1,000 cuts?
Lashes? Is it lash?
I think it's cuts.
Yeah, okay.
I think so.
Do you want me to look that up?
Yeah, look it up.
By 1,000 cuts. It's a song by Taylor Swift.
It's a song by Taylor Swift. Well, that makes sense. I love Taylor Swift.
Lingchi, usually translated by slow slicing or death by 1,000 cuts, was a form of
torture, right?
An execution used in China.
That's why I knew it was an Asian country. I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't say anything. Sounds like he almost did his own execution with the razor crest. That's a good story. I like how he bushwhacked his own way, I think my favorite part is that once it was all over,
yeah,
he then realized there was a clear,
yeah,
nice ceremonial path that he could have taken that would have brought him to what he was actually looking for. I wonder if he went back and did the real hike.
I don't know. Maybe not the same day.
Maybe not the same day. After all that torture, yeah. I'm gonna go with he went back and did the real hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Also, another lesson, never not tell anybody where you're going.
Yes. That's important. To not do that. To tell people.
It's important. You have to let somebody know.
Yeah. At least one.
Yeah, even if they're not in this
or two.
Like if you're traveling alone and you're not in the same country as anybody that you know, even if you tell somebody back home, they can at least help authorities find your body.
Well, thank gosh.
Yeah.
For small favors.
Oh, small favors. Anyway, I thought that was
it was funny.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that story. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
I sure am.
All right. Story number 2 is Summit Shenanigans.
Very fun.
It's going to be shenanigans.
It's going to be wild and silly and shenanigan-y.
The sun was just beginning to rise, casting an orange and pink glow over the jagged cliffs of the Great Divide. Sally, a spirited and determined adventurer, stood at the base of the trail with her 2 close friends, Blake and Kate. The trio had been inseparable since college, bonded by their shared love of the outdoors and a knack for turning every adventure into a memorable misadventure. Today, their goal was the summit of Whispering Peak, a notoriously challenging climb known for its unpredictable weather and precarious paths. Sally adjusted the straps on her backpack. All right, team, this is it. Are we ready to conquer Whispering Peak? Blake, the group's unofficial strategist, checked his map and grinned. Ready as we'll ever be. Just remember, last time you said, this is it, we ended up lost in the rain for 6 hours. Kate, the sarcastic voice of reason, chuckled as she tightened her hiking boots. Don't forget the time we almost got chased off the cliff by those goats. Sally, your definition of adventure is unique. Hey, life is boring without a little risk, Sally shot back, smirking. Besides, those goats were harmless, mostly. As they started up the trail, the early hours were filled with light-hearted banter. Sally led the way, her boundless energy keeping spirits high. Blake followed close behind, making mental notes about the trail markers, while Kate brought up the rear, snapping photos of the stunning landscape. The path twisted through dense forests, crossed bubbling streams, and opened up to breathtaking vistas. Vistas! For a while, it felt like nothing could go wrong. But of course, something always did. About halfway up the mountain, the trio hit their first obstacle, a narrow ledge with a sheer drop on one side and crumbling rock face on the other. Sally, never one to shy away from a challenge, was the first to edge across. Just don't look down, she called over her shoulder. Oh, great advice, Kate muttered, gripping the rock wall for dear life. Blake followed, his usual confidence shaken as pebbles tumbled into the abyss below. They made it across, hearts pounding, only to be met by an ominous rumble in the distance. Blake glanced at the darkening sky. Did anyone check the weather report? Kate sighed. I thought you were the strategist. Okay, point taken, Blake admitted, but maybe we should pick up the pace. Rain began to fall, light at first, and then a relentless downpour. The trail turned to mud, and visibility dropped as fog rolled in. Sally's usual optimism wavered as they trudged forward. We can do this, she said, more to herself than to anyone else. We've been through worse. Have we, though? Kate shot back, drenched and shivering. Because I'm starting to think this is a new low. Blake, trying to keep morale up, pointed ahead. Look, there's a cave. Let's take shelter and wait out the storm. The cave was small but dry, and the trio huddled together, sharing a bag of trail mix and swapping stories to pass the time. The storm raged outside, but inside they found comfort in each other's company. I don't even know what I would do in that moment. First of all, I don't like sheer drop-offs. And then you have storm rolling in. How are you going to get back across that like tiny little ledge?
Right.
Now, like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, okay, great. You found a place to hang out. You're sitting in a cave. You're staying dry. Great. But how are you going to get back home? Like, that would be thinking about the entire time.
Same.
Sally's laughter echoed off the walls as Kate recounted their infamous goat incident in excruciating detail, complete with extravagated impressions of Sally's panic.
What is extravagated? Is that a new
Extravagated. Exaggerated? Oh. Complete.
There's a word called extravagant, and then there's exaggerated, and you just combine them to make extravagated.
Hello. It's Tavisms.
It's so good.
Sorry. Complete with exaggerated impressions of Sally's panic. I'm panicking.
Panic! Run around!
When the storm finally subsided, they stepped out into a transformed world. The rain had cleared the haze, revealing the summit in the distance, closer than they had thought. Energized by the sight, they pushed on, scrambling over rocks and navigating the final stretch with renewed determination. As they reached the top, the sun broke through the clouds, casting a golden glow over the landscape below. They stood in awe, the trials of the day forgotten in the face of such breathtaking beauty. Sally threw her arms around Blake and Kate, pulling them into a triumphant group hug. That's got to be, like, exhilarating. Like, after all that craziness, hanging out in a cave with, like, your two best friends, like, trying to stay warm, and, like, then you get to the summit and it's like, ah! Yes, please. Sign me up for that. I wouldn't mind that. But I'm still worried about them getting down.
As am I, now that you've said that.
We did it, she exclaimed. Whispering Peak has nothing on us. Kate smirked. Next time, let's pick an adventure that doesn't involve near-death experiences. Same. Blake laughed. But then it wouldn't be one of our adventures, would it? As they began their descent, the trio's laughter echoed across the mountains, a reminder that the best adventures weren't just about the destination. They were about the friends who made the journey unforgettable. And I'm still wondering how they got through that little cliff area.
Yeah. I thought there was going to be more to it.
Yeah, me too.
Damn it.
Darn it. I want to know how they got past the cliff.
Dang it. Me too. Oh. Now you put that in my head. I wasn't carrying it before.
No, they're still on the top of the mountain. They couldn't get down.
Okay.
They're skeletons.
Oh.
And their spirit wrote this in.
Wow. That is pretty cool, though. I've never had a spirit write to us.
I know. It's the first one.
Yeah. It's the first one of many with my prophet.
What do you think of the story?
Really good.
Yes, so good.
I liked it. It was sweet. The friendship aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the friendship. I like going on adventures with friends or people that I care about. I like it going on adventures with you sometimes. What do you think about doing the Dublin adventure this summer?
We shall see.
Yeah. My cousin's getting married in Dublin, Ireland.
I would like to.
I would like to, too. And, having an excuse to go to Dublin isn't a bad start to an adventure.
But I also don't want to do like an exploratory one.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like, I was thinking we could do like a Turkey trip.
Mm-hmm. You want to get some surgery done? Like some
Cosmetic surgery, yeah.
Because everyone goes to Turkey for cosmetic surgery now.
It's
So it's so much cheaper.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's part of the reason for sure. But also I just really want to go to Turkey. But also I was thinking we could do like a Reykjavik, like an Iceland trip. Because my dad went there and said it was really nice. I was thinking we could do like a Sweden one, like a Stockholm.
Oh yeah, Stockholm's beautiful.
Because I want to channel my inner what am I thinking of? Girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go there to visit my great grandmother's grave. No?
Yep, that also. But also I want to rent a motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
And get a tattoo there.
Oh, okay.
And then wear like a muscle tank and a leather jacket and do my best Lisbeth Salander.
You're hilarious.
Yeah.
But we can also visit my grandmother's grave.
Yeah, sounds good. And Octavia.
Mm-hmm. My namesake.
Octavia.
Oh, no, Octavia. Anyway.
Yep. Ready for trail mix?
I'm so ready for trail mix. I've never been more ready for trail mix.
Ready.
Are you going to sing the songs this time? Please don't.
I'll hum them.
Okay.
First on the list is Mexico by Good Scott. So this one is pure wanderlust in song form. Good Scott crafts a track that feels like a golden hour road trip, dusty highways, and the kind of adventure where you don't totally know where you're going, but you do know you're not turning back. It's got that dreamy, nostalgic feel, like the soundtrack to the best spontaneous trip you've ever taken, or the one you're still waiting for. Next on the list is Mountain Sound by Of Monsters and Men. If there's a song that captures the exact moment you step into the wild, leaving behind the noise of everyday life, it's this one. It's all stomp clap energy, the kind of song that makes you feel like you're part of something bigger, whether it's the vastness of a mountain range or the small crew of friends you've dragged along for the adventure. The lyrics talk about running and escaping, but not in a desperate way. It's more about embracing freedom and not looking back. Last but not least, we've got A Real Thunderbolt by Paul Cook and the Chronicles. This one is a bit of a hidden gem, but it hits. It's got this rolling, cinematic feel, like the soundtrack to a long stretch of trail when you're deep in thought and the scenery is shifting around you. The lyrics tell a story, but the real magic is in how the song builds, slow and steady, like an approaching storm, until it breaks wide open. It's got the perfect balance of introspection and momentum, making it a killer companion for solo hikes and big sky moments. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Thank you, Em, for trail mix.
Speaking of that's all she wrote, I've gotten into this really bad habit of whenever somebody is saying something serious to me, I ask them at the end, because I like get awkward and like socially awkward. I ask them at the end, is that all you've got for me?
Jesus.
And I don't think it translates well every single time.
Then probably not.
Probably not.
Like, oh, I just had to put my cat down. Is that all you got?
Like when an example of this is when Corey was having a pretty serious conversation about pay structure changes in the company that I work for, with me and another front of house person.
Yeah.
And I'm listening. I'm just taking it all in. The other person is asking a lot of the questions, but I'm more of the person who needs to like hear it in its entirety before I like interrupt and like ask questions.
Right.
Great. So then
can you do that at home sometimes too?
Sure, for sure.
Thanks.
I'll work on that. You're so funny. But to end it, like, because it got awkward, like there was this awkward moment at the end where like no one was saying anything, and I was like, all right, is that all you got for us?
Oh my God. Well, because I mean that conversation must have been like really awkward and also like upsetting.
Yeah, but I've gotten into that bad habit of doing that. Like, it's just I don't know.
The defense mechanism.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It is.
We all have them. Just most of us don't admit it. Yeah.
All right.
Are you
Trail
ready
etiquette.
for trail etiquette and other shit? This
sure
is
am.
one I put together just for you. We're gonna learn how to use a compass.
Yes, I've always wanted to know.
Sweet.
Let me go get my compass. Hold on.
Okay. You're so funny.
I got my compass.
Yay.
Let's go.
How to use a compass, the essential navigation tool for hikers. A compass is a reliable navigation tool that works without batteries and pairs well with any map, or even on its own. While entire books cover compass navigation, here are key basics every beginner needs. Compass basics. The red end of the floating needle always points to magnetic north, the North Pole. The difference between these is called declination, which varies by location and changes over time. To find the current declination for your area, check the NOAA website using your zip code or coordinates. Once you have the declination, adjust your compass accordingly. Some models have a screw for this, otherwise, refer to the manufacturer's website for instructions. Now, this can be done before you go out.
Oh, not while
This
you're...
isn't, no, you don't want to, because you can't look up anything if you're in an area with no service and don't have. That's why you need the compass in areas where you can't use your GPS.
So it doesn't come pre-programmed? You have to
No.
program your own compass?
Yeah, you have to do a little work.
No, then what am I paying for?
Oh my God.
I'll just use
Compasses
my phone.
aren't expensive. What if you had no service and your phone broke?
Well, then I would probably use a compass.
You didn't adjust it yet.
Yeah, that's okay.
Then you're
I'm
just
just gonna
going to go
wing
in
it.
circles.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I will tell you how to use said compass now.
Great.
You ready? All right. Traveling by compass. You can navigate using a compass in two ways. By map. Place your map and compass flat. Mark your start and destination, then draw a line between them. Align the compass edge with the line and rotate the ring until the north on the map and the orienting arrow match. Turn your body until the red needle aligns with the orienting arrow. Now you're facing the right direction. You could also use sight. And this is the way I was kind of taught more how to use it. Point the compass travel arrow toward your destination. Rotate the ring until the orienting arrow aligns with the red needle. Keep the needle aligned while walking, and you'll stay on course. For more details on magnetic declination and compass use, check the National Wildfire Coordinating Group website, NWCG.
Thanks for all that info.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Any final thoughts on any of our stories? Anything?
Final thoughts. First of all, story number 1, probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But close by story number 2, both of ours were kind of a little bit on the sillier side, I would say.
I like that.
I did not mind it at all. I loved the fact that he just went for it. He's like, I'm gonna go to the summit and I'm gonna follow the green dot on Google.
Damn it.
See if I can figure it out. And then I love that they hung out in story number 2. I love that they hung out in the cave.
Yeah, that's fun.
And just like got to like chit chat and like tell stories and like
roast s'mores.
So I don't think they roasted s'mores, but in M's
They
imagination,
built a fire.
Yeah, always carry around your little
Flint starter.
Yeah, your starter kit, fire starting kit, or like like a lighter.
Yeah,
it's fine too. But lighters get wet, and you can't.
So does wood.
Wood gets wet, and it was raining, so I don't think they could.
Damn,
darn it!
Potential stuff.
There's so many potentials.
Yeah.
What did you think of the story?
I agree with you. First was my favorite, because I was picturing the entire time that movie that we watched, Bernie.
Oh, Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Because of the line at the end where he was like, "Oh, I would have been a weirdly dressed skeleton," and I was picturing just like him in his beach attire, sitting on a beach chair, like in the Weekend at Bernie's,
like with his hat and his
visor.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
That is a classic movie. That is such a good movie. Doesn't have as much people don't talk about it anymore, but it's a good one.
It's Jack Black, right?
No.
No. Who is it?
It's way before Jack Black.
Oh.
Look it up. I don't remember.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That's an 80s movie.
I know. I don't know what I was talking about. That's fine. We've got Terry Kaiser, Jonathan Silverman. I don't really know any of these people, actually.
Yeah. Jonathan Silverman's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I just don't know them that well. He was in Beethoven.
Yeah.
Girls just want to have fun.
Oh, girls, they want to have fun.
Oh,
girls just want to have. Now we sing.
And Feeling Randy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I know that one, but I think that's your state of mind. Austin Powers.
Yeah. That is me in a nutshell, is Austin Powers.
No, this is me in a nutshell. I'm in a nutshell. How did I get into this nutshell? Also, Austin Powers, classic.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
It's very problematic.
But I think we learned a thing or two about a thing or two.
I did. I learned how to use a compass.
You learned how to use a compass?
And that I won't be using one in the near future because you have to program it.
You do program. You have to calibrate it, basically.
Yeah, I know. It sounds so fun.
You could just follow the North Star.
I just pray to God that I will not be lost in the woods.
Yeah. Well, you could follow the sun.
I'd be the worst lost person.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, you would.
I'd be like at the grocery store. I get lost at the grocery store. Like, Tave, where's Tave? Where's, like, back when I would get, like, left there by my mom.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, back up.
I didn't actually get left there. But there were a couple times when I was at Adams when she would lose me. And then I would hear my name come over the speaker. And please report to blah, blah, blah. And then I couldn't find where blah, blah, blah was. So how's that helpful? And then one time I wandered there because I couldn't find her and I was crying. And they had to call her over the speaker.
Oh my God. Also, like, stop leaving your kids in grocery stores, folks.
Yeah.
Why are you even separated enough to have to be called over the speaker? It's not okay. Well, this is also a different time. This was the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, this is the before people were like, you can't let your kids out of the house without, having a GPS on them and being able to see them and all that stuff. So anyway,
Major eye roll.
Major eye roll. But I mean, necessary. A lot of dangerous folks out there.
I'm sorry. The people that are going to be most dangerous to kids are the adults in their life.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We're doing the most damage to them on a daily basis. They're going to remember us. They're not going to remember
getting kidnapped.
They're not going to get kidnapped. The likelihood of that happening versus, like, us just messing them up is very unlikely.
That's probably true. There's probably more kids that are messed up by childhood trauma of inflicted by their own family than there is by strangers.
Yeah,
that's true. I don't know.
Stranger
the stats.
Danger? No.
It's family danger.
I know you, danger.
I know you, danger. Yeah, both are real. Both need to stop happening. Stop traumatizing children.
It's going to happen regardless. You can't just not.
I know.
Okay, anyway.
The thing that I learned, and I think the thing that all of our listeners will now need to learn is don't follow Google's green dot.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Get a compass.
But as always, there will be links in our show notes.
There will be.
There will be. If I remember to put them in.
Okay. So are you going to remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I don't remember, you can also ask.
But there will be.
But there will be.
Because you will remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
As always, check out our Patreon. We have our trail mixes up there with extended songs and really good music for you to check out. We have bonus episodes there that didn't make the cut for this show, but are still equally as funny and wild and crazy
And
amusing for both us and listeners.
Yeah.
Us to record, you to listen, us to listen also back. So good times all around. We're had.
Yes.
Check out our merch store where you can possibly pick up your newest joggers with Fall Summit on them. Your mom was rocking her Fall Summit beanie that we gave her for Christmas.
She was.
My mom was also gifted a beanie. I've yet to see it on her.
You probably never will.
So I'm gonna ask
It's
her
not an
about
LL Bean hat. She's not gonna wear it.
So so annoying. But yeah, check out our merch store. We have a lot of cool stuff up there. And I think that might be it from us crazy folks here at Fall Summit. What do you think?
I think that where every mountain is just when we're almost there.
Yeah, I also think that.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, maybe that's your epic fail for the week. And if you've got any questions, as always, stories or trail fails of your own, hit us up. Email us at fallsummit.pod@gmail.com or fallsummit.pod on Instagram. So we are also now on YouTube and Blue Sky. So find us on there. Blue Sky is the superior alternative to Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. I don't even know what that is.
I know what Twitter is.
I know what Twitter is.
I don't know what X is.
I mean, X is a letter in the alphabet.
Sure.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a letter.
Also, why X? Why not V? Or Y? Or W?
Should be Y.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here. Why is this happening?
We'll be back next week with more tales of misadventures and questionable decisions. Until then, happy trails.
And don't fall off a cliff.
See you out there.